I will introduce you.
Oh, of course.
Well, the very important committee we have is the peer research committee, and the research committee members are actually the moderators for the researchers workshop. So the chair of the research committee is Professor Tara Hutchinson from UCSD. Tara, all yours.
Okay, thanks, Amarnath and Don, for the great transition. Just verifying you could see the slide deck and hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great, thanks. I think I'm kind of an interim chair, and I think we actually really decided, but I'm happy to take a couple of minutes and discuss the activities of the peer research committee. This is the first year I've had the pleasure to serve on this committee. An unfortunate year since we haven't had in-person meetings, of course, but you can tell by this slide, it's really a nice group of folks spanning, as the institutional board does and other committees within peer. It spans the peer universities and has some important industry colleague representation, namely Norm Abrahamson, Professor Pedro Arduino, myself, Amit Kanvindi, E.T., Adnan Lee, and Professor Eduardo Miranda. So the research committee is really also trying to contribute to understanding the general research direction of the center, discussing the research agenda based on, as it, peer's mission and vision, working with industry sponsors to identify the profession's needs and integrating it into the research plan, reviewing current projects and trying to identify research gaps, helping to develop topics for the RFPs that are distributed amongst the peer community, helping to review and evaluate proposals, as we all have, not just the research committee, but we all have as a collective group, and then sometimes being involved with making recommendations for funding. I guess one other comment, you'll see that these members are, the folks on the last slide are helping in other small activities, such as in our research meeting over the next couple of days. You'll see everyone is, Amarnath has tasked us with helping to moderate sessions, in our various expertise areas. So we're happy to help on all efforts on peers' behalf in supporting the center in important meetings such as this as well. Just to give you a flavor, at least in the last year that I've been involved with the committee, we've met just a couple of times. It seems historically the group has tried to meet at least 2 to 3 times, sometimes more as needed, but particularly when the RFP comes out or if there's a question about future activities. Here's some recent discussions we had in June, and the peer leadership tasked us with, of course, reviewing the RFP and its is it in its framework, its model. Is it going to be engaging the peer community? As you see with the research projects that have come out of that, multidisciplinary topics have come forward, such as AI and machine learning, which are really terrific. But we've been asked as a committee, are there other topics as well, even in extreme events? Are there gaps in different thrust areas that might be of interest to look at? And the committee was also asked to look ahead. Would there be specific solicitations of importance to identify for early career faculty, or things like themed RFPs, like a grand challenge or multi-institutional collaborative projects? And then how could peer look at matching funding as an element to the RFP process? And we'd had some healthy discussions as well about the infrastructure bill and how peer can position itself for contributing and obviously benefiting from the availability of that and then contributing to society's needs identified there. I'll say the committee didn't have answers to all these questions, but it provided input, I think, and had some healthy discussions with the peer leadership, and offered our thoughts on it. And I hope those have been helpful going forward. That's all I have. Amarnath, you said 5 minutes. I think I was going to be 5.
Thank you. Thank you, Tara. Yeah, that was great. Thank you.